Hopefully Facebook and YouTube don't die because what I just did, I accidentally started them and stopped them back to back. That was kind of unfortunate. I'm going to hop into the live real quick and say hello to you guys. I got, it'd be nice if I set up my stuff back to back. Oh, sweet, they didn't kill it. Unfortunate. Kill the audio. Gotta get on YouTube. I gotta figure out how to do this faster. View my channel. There we go, I can do it that way. Yes, it worked. And then refresh so I can see TikTok. TikTok, folks. Alright, so today is gonna be a day of catch up. We got lots of stuff to build. I can't build everything today because I'm missing some parts, and it's just part of it, unfortunately. I am super close, but just not there. Alright, what's up, Jason? What's up, HG? What's up, Ray? What's up, Holland, Sean, Davo, and everybody else who's hopping in here. Hello over on YouTube and Facebook land. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to get the camera swapped around. Actually, I'm going to talk about some of this stuff. So anybody who hasn't seen my shop yet, let me clean up real quick the front of this camera. Maybe it'll not be so fuzzy. It's a mess down at the bottom. Don't look at that. Ignore it. We're not talking about all that junk. We're just talking about all this stuff right here, all that stuff up there, all this stuff in here, and all the stuff that's back behind there. Then all the stuff that's up here, throughout here, all that stuff's for sale, and we will be selling it soon enough. Today, we're going to be working on this. I've got some 7/8 hardline we'll be working on today also. Again, I was pointing at all this stuff. Every bit of this stuff is for sale. Anybody wants a quote on something, just let me know. I had somebody ask me about the best meter to buy for entry level. Somebody talking about getting into bird and stuff. And I would say, for both of you guys, for everybody, it's probably going to be that meter right there. That meter right there. Let me zoom in a little bit on YouTube and Facebook. Just simply because it's the simplest setup to get. That does a lot for you. I went ahead and finished one of these. I got to finish some more. I've got a whole bird meter I'm going to be building very, very soon. I've just got to finish a few other things before I get it done. I've got to be honest, I might actually. No, I've got to get this other stuff done. So I've got to get this one done. I got to get this one done, and then I've got to build some split feeds. I've got 4 split feeds I got to build. I built 1 split feed, and I've already got it attached over there. I could show you guys, but I need to get to work. So, but I built one of those split feeds, and I did not get the chance, unfortunately, to finish. I've got one knife right here. Let me double check and see if I can grab my other knife. It should be in another room. Yeah, there. I messed around and didn't have enough terminals to do the job. So I'm going to get some more terminals and then I'll finish it up. So the way I'll do this and set this up is, one, I'll respond to you guys. Let me see if I can kill this real quick. Say hello. Hello, Brooklyn Sports, Marlon, Laud, Marcelo, Ray, a bunch of you guys. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well. Shadow, no idea what you're doing, but if you see this, I just want to tell you that I hope you get pumped. Hey, appreciate it for sure. Can't complain too much. I had quite a few people check out the videos that I did before. Not a ton of guys. No, this is going to be coaxial cable. I didn't have a ton of guys see me on YouTube, but this past weekend, not this past weekend, but Easter weekend, about 1.5 million people saw my videos, so that's pretty cool. I do appreciate the accolades, the well wishes, that is, on YouTube. Thank you. YouTube, I guess, would probably be my slowest growing platform. I wouldn't say I'm super like mainstream popular by any means. I do appreciate the community that I do have, but it's definitely unique work. This is not something that everybody understands or figures out right away. I'm happy to explain it. That's why I do these videos, show you guys how to build stuff. Just want to make sure everybody can see. Science fair project. Yeah, I can tell them about that. It's fine. Let me hop over on TikTok. Yeah, it's a lot of. Yeah, I had a bunch of them. Most people were asking the same questions that I get on these videos. What the heck is going on? What are you doing? Yeah, what's up, Bayou boy? Hope you're doing well, man. We're building some RG400 right now. I'm building it for some sample line, actually. We'll get into that discussion whenever I start building the rest of that. I guess I'll tell you guys. So, all these meters that I just showed you guys earlier, I'm actually going to build a custom one here coming pretty soon. I've got to finish some other orders first, but that custom one's coming very, very soon. I would be on it already. I accidentally built some of my sample line as finished jumpers. So I messed around and finished them out as actual completed jumpers. So I had to start over. I don't mind that too much because it's nice to have some stuff already ready for the testing that I need to do on my bench, because I've got a Henry 2KD and a AL82 that I got to get checked out, and I might as well have the extra jumpers to go along for that. So that'd be extremely convenient. Also, I've been trying to reorganize my bench. I've got a new watt meter in line. This is an extremely accurate watt meter that's known as the gold standard of watt meters, so it's pretty cool. I've got 4 couplers for it. I mean, I don't know how to say it in any other way, but it's ridiculously expensive. Let's just say it that way. Each one of the couplers are about $2,000 a piece, and the meter itself is about $2,000 or $2,500. And that's just trying to shopping price on it. Now, luckily, I came across a pretty good deal, and it worked out good for me. But I've been looking for, geez, man, I don't know what's been happening, man. I've been looking for years for several things. One piece I've been looking for 10 years. I finally got it. I've got to work out something to go grab it. Another piece, like this piece right here, I've been looking at these. Not seriously looking at buying, but absolutely looking with intent to find a good deal on them for probably at least 8 years. The VNA that I've got over here, I've been looking for probably not as long, probably 3 years, something like that, 3 or 4 years. I just wanted to have a VNA for my bench. Now, if I had a little bit more time, I'd have that VNA finished already, but I'm behind on jobs, so I got to get work done. Trying to see if anybody else has commented, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I appreciate all you. Good night, kids. All right, so yeah, we just had a little science fair this past weekend. My little 44 had some fun. He made an RF theory project, so that was pretty neat. I got to show. I have a high pot tester, so what I was able to do is I actually, on my part of the project, I guess not really my part of the project, but as a little extracurricular activity, brought all the kids out and showed them at what voltage you can actually create ozone. So high voltage just by itself, just in the air, open air itself, can create ozone once you go over a certain amount of voltage. Now, I'd have to research what all the details of this are, but I figured it out with a DC circuit. I've never tested it with AC, nor do I know at what capacity AC can do it. But I know with DC, anything above about 40,000 volts, you can create ozone. So it's pretty interesting, pretty neat to see. My son, he did a whole thing explaining how you have radio signals in your cell phone. You have what's called a radio in your phone. A lot of guys get confused when you hear that term, but it's actually true. It's called a radio. Yeah, it's pretty sweet for sure. Good night. Hope you guys have a good evening. All right, so but yeah, it was a pretty cool project. Worked out pretty well. Yeah, you guys got questions? Y'all feel free to ask. I'm working on some wire right now, but this is what's called RG400. I'm making this one to be sample line. You could use it as a coaxial cable. It transfers signal from point A to point B, from transmitter to feed point. So whatever that feed point is, whether it be dummy load, whether it be an antenna, whether it be, I mean, they actually make coaxial antennas. They're lossy coax is what they are, and they're designed to let out signal over a long period, like inside caves and things like that. But yeah, this is what I'm building right here. If you guys got questions about it, y'all feel free to ask. If y'all want to know about something else, feel free to ask. I think I might need to, I'm not sure if I'll need to move the camera or not, but I'm going to check on Facebook real quick and see if you guys got a good shot. TikTok does not have a good shot, I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, you guys are fine. My video was paused, so I couldn't tell. Hello, Semper Fi. Hello. Big Block, hope you're doing well. Yeah, you can use them for repeaters. Boo-ho, hello. Hope you're doing well. Duncan Bud, hope you're doing well, man. Hello. So like I said, we're building some coax cable. It can be used for anything, like I said. Anything to do to transmit RF. The things you hear on the AM/FM radio, the things you use to talk with on your phone, things you use, the little two-way walkie-talkies, all those are a type of radio, and all of them have some form of a coax in them. Had a little burr come up here. I don't normally have that trouble, but just a little bit had to get knocked off. So what I'm doing here is soldering. So you'll see as I get up to temperature right here. Hondo, waving a hand, man. 999, hope you're doing well. Copy the all good from YouTube. That's awesome. I just went out in the pouring rain earlier and fixed some, helped a fellow who's working on my tower outside. For those of you that don't know, I have a mobile tower trailer that goes up to about 107 foot. It's a crank-up tower, and it's pretty cool. It does a lot of cool things, but the hydraulics had been messed up on it, and you can see that solder wick in right there. The hydraulics were messed up on it, so I had to get a new reservoir, had to rebuild the hydraulic cylinders, and had to run new lines. So that's getting done. Getting some cool things accomplished on that, so that trailer will be able to go mobile if I ever want to, but also perfectly capable of being static too. I don't know. I'd planned on, I've got a concrete pad in the back to throw that tower down, but I never did it because I had everybody and their brother telling me not to. Because I mean, it's not every day you come across somebody who's got a tower that's on a trailer that can move around, that can go up to about 107 foot. So I agree, it is a unique thing. So it's probably smarter that I keep it all together in one. It is my stuff, so I could do whatever I want with it, but I don't know. If I ever get the hankering to run up to a mountaintop, do some communications, if I ever get the hankering to put a different setup on top of it, set up some a whole system in it. If you play your cards right, I know some guys that were using these same towers to rent out Super Bowl time, or excuse me, rent out cell phone towers, mobile cell phone towers, to the Super Bowl and things like that, and making tons of money at that. Whether I ever do that or not, I doubt it, to be quite honest. But it's just inventory to be able to have and sell if I ever needed to. It's never smart to make a bad financial decision with business, I don't think. I've never really tried to go that direction. I've always tried to make good decisions. You don't want to burn through money just to burn through money. You want to make sure you're being smart about it. So if I pulled it off the tower, then it immediately loses about $10,000 to $15,000 in value. I could put it back on the tower and the value would go back up, but that's a lot of work and not everybody wants to do that. And I've actually got another tower now. Actually, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I've got to go grab it and pick it up. I don't know if I'll sell it or keep it, but it's another 100-foot tower. I had another one. I wasn't selling it. It was a little shorty, a little 12-foot one that's about that cranks up to about, I think, 40, 45 foot. That's all soldered and all finished up. You see how that goes? But yeah, if anybody, I meant to speak to you guys about some inventory that I had. I haven't got around to it yet, so I suppose I'll tell you guys about it now. If anybody wants any RON 25, RON 45, and hey, what's up? How you doing, DJ? Hello, Jacob from Colorado. Hope you're doing well. Murdoch, hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Let me go back over here. I got a DX email from Kmox. I could hear them from where I'm looking. Oh, that's cool. Sweet. But yeah, I've got some more inventory that came in. I've got some RON 45, some RON 25, and then I also have some RON 45 FG, which is a flanged RON 45. Don't have a crazy amount of length in any of them, but I think I got probably 80 or so foot of RON 45, probably 60 foot of RON 45G, or FG, excuse me, and then probably 60 or 70 foot, if not 80 foot of RON 25. If anybody's looking for some of that stuff, I've got it. I've also got RON 25 hinge plates. I've got RON 25 adapter plates for the for your rotors. I've got RON 25 and 45, I believe, top pieces. So I've got a few different pieces of tower. Of course, I've got all the coax out there. I've got RG400, RG393, half-inch flex, half-inch hardline, 7/8 hardline, and engine 5/8. Also got some Teflon, and I mean any type of coax you can think of within reason. If it's not the smaller stuff, I usually have it. This RG400 will be about the smallest stuff I'll carry. I won't carry your RG58, your RG8X, your RG213. There's enough people out there selling that stuff. I'm not interested in that market. I typically will sell something that's going to be a really good wire, ideally, and a wire that lasts a really long time. And then also, it's not a market that I'm going to get into in any time. I do have some leftover surplus LMR 400 style on the website. I think it's like 70 cents a foot, down to like 500 foot of that left. But that's a limited time stock. I won't be restocking that. I guess I probably should restock the fact that I have some LMR 600. I don't really carry that again. That's a limited time stock right there. But everything else I stock pretty regular. Alright, what else do you guys got to say? Talking about some stuff. Anybody's got any questions, you guys can feel free to ask. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. We can segue off of this. I just figured I'd tell you guys a little bit about some of the inventory that I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at minimum, I don't remember, just regular bird meters. I've got the birds with the bird peak kit, with the original bird peak kit. I've got birds with the aftermarket peak kit. I've got the big inch and 5/8 and 3 1/8 bird meters. I've got those in panel mount and regular. I've also got panel mount regular bird meters too, with double line section and a single line section also. I don't actually have enough rack mountable space right now. I have 1, 2, 3 racks that I still have to put up. I have some unobtainium that I have came across also. I don't think I'll announce that right now. I think I'll probably just kind of put it out there as I get it ready. I've got probably 18 or 20 rotors right now that I've got. I want to get them checked out. I was going to deal with Scott over in Colorado and just have him take a lot of them back and then sell them from there. But unfortunately, I think I missed the timing. I met him in Walterboro, and he was headed the other way to grab some more inventory, grab some more repairs and stuff. And he had already driven 1,700 miles, so it was a lot to ask to get him to drive 5 more hours. So, anybody got any suggestions on a reasonable rotor repair guy that's over near the southeast area? I may work out something with them and do some repairs if they're reasonable. The reason I want to do that is because everything that I sell out of my shop, I really, really, really want to be known as the guy who sells some quality equipment. I don't want to be the guy that sells something that's half broke or that's fallen apart or that hasn't been managed properly. Even my bird meters, I won't even sell a bird meter if it doesn't meet within the spec that I'm checking. I'll just not sell it and use it for parts. So that's why you see all this test equipment. It's here for a reason, because I do test all my stuff. I test all the slugs that leave my shop. I've got a graveyard of slugs, and if they don't, like I said, if they don't pass the test, they go to the graveyard. It's just part of it. At some point in time in the future, I may get some more. If I get a lot of value in slugs, I may get into doing like full repairs, because there's a pot in there, there's a diode in there, and there's an inductor in there, and there's a couple other pieces. I'd have to go back over the full parts list, and I could repair it, but again, I don't want to. I'd rather just, as of now, probably for the foreseeable future, probably at least for the next 3 or 4 years, until I get a stockpile. Until I get to 100 slugs that are not good, I'm probably not going to get into any sort of repairs. I'm not throwing them away, so I am a pack rat in that respect. So if I get a bad slug, I'll just keep it. But I won't sell it to anybody. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well on TikTok. I see quite a few of you guys hopping into here, so I appreciate you. Hello on YouTube. Some stuff died out over there. Waving a hand over there on you guys over on Facebook too. I am not doing the most interesting job. Let me turn this camera over a little bit for Facebook and YouTube so you guys can see what's going on. I think at some point in time I've been debating for a while on changing the camera angles. I really like for you guys to see the test equipment, but at the same time it does seem kind of personable to be able to talk to you guys and actually look at you guys and face you guys and see the comments and stuff. So if you guys want to put any sort of vote out there about turning the camera around or moving the camera anywhere, then please suggest it, because I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate the what would you call it? Suggestions. Like, I'll take any input. I'm not too prideful to do that. This is a RG400 wire, like I said earlier. I've showed you guys quite a few times how to build it, but I will continue showing you guys because I have to build it anyway, so I'll let you guys see. You see how it wicks in right there? See that solder just suck into that joint? That means the solder is up to temperature, and now I can continue soldering from here. There is a specific temperature you kind of want to hit, and what happens is If you go too far, what happens is the solder will actually suck through and go to the lowest point all the way on the back side, at the very bottom of this connector. So you can't get it that hot, but you have to get it hot enough where it bonds to the local area and it has a chance to cool off and kind of solidify before it kind of works its way all the way around. So that's what we're doing here. It was getting a little hot right there, so I had to cool it off just a little bit, just enough to get it to bond. It was trying to walk around. I'll check and see what you guys said for your comments. If you guys have suggestions about the camera angle, I am, like I said, more than willing to take any sort of opinions, and I will consider them for sure. You would be surprised how much your opinion actually matters, because most of the people who get me to do something, if I give you guys an option or talk about doing something or anything like that, most of the time it's 2 or 3 people doing the voting and 10 or 15 or 20 people doing the watching. And those 2 or 3 people that's doing the voting are the ones who actually get me to move the camera or get me to work on a different wire or whatever else I'm doing that you guys have the option of having input on. So feel free to comment and say something, and like I said, your opinion matters. So I have also, I don't know how many of these I'm going to sell, but I have come across at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 booms. So I'll show you what they look like here in just a moment. Alright, she's all bonded. Move that away. I'm going to zoom out real quick and show you guys the booms. What's up? You got Yutaka. Hello. I hope you're doing well, man. I'll have to check out your translation here. But these booms right here, for you guys on Facebook and YouTube, I've came across quite a few of these. For you guys on TikTok, I'm going to be right up on top of you guys, but I'll show you anyway. So this right here, this boom stand, ignore the mic that's on the end of it. It's just, like I said, it's just a full out boom. Goes all the way. I can't get it down far enough. There you go, see that boom? So it's a mic boom right here. I've got at least 7 of those right now that I could sell. If anybody's looking for, to try to do the, you would call it in the just the regular radio world, you'd call it hi-fi, as far as like the mono-banded guys. If you want to talk about it in sideband community, it's ESSB. There's definitely some different terminology used depending on where you're at and what you're operating. And then, of course, you call it just studio if you was just in the regular music industry. But yeah, it's just a mic boom. I've got a few of those in stock right now. They're used, of course, but they're nicer boom. If anybody wants anything like that, I'll have some. I'm going to copy. I got to talk to you. I need to get some more words. Here's my translate right here. We're going to enter the text. Oh, hello? Well, I'm going to do the same symbol right back. Okay. I'm going to swap this real quick. Let's go here. I'm going to try to see if I can say hello to you. Yutaka. Yutaka. Tomoe. Tomoe. T-O-M-O-E. 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 Let's see if this works. See if he likes this. What do you guys think? I'm going to say it in the comments on TikTok. This is for you guys on TikTok. So, so yeah, we're trying that. Waving, Mr. Sinbad. Hope you're doing well, man. So we're going to go ahead and finish 2 more of these, and then I'm going to finish 1 more of these, and then we're going to move on to something really cool. If you guys stick around and stay, then you guys will see it. If you guys don't, then you'll miss it. But we'll be doing, I'll show you, I guess. We'll be doing this right here. This is what's called an LC connector. This is one of the harder connectors for me to build, or for anybody to build really. But this is an LC connector. It's used on 7/8 coax. The 7/8 coax I took away and brought it to a science fair project. But it's like this right here. This is the size of the coax versus the size of this coax. So it's significantly larger. If you guys stick around and stay, you guys will see that. If you don't, then you'll miss it. I need to remember more words, man. I used to know a bit more like Spanglish, or I guess you'd call the Spanglish of Japanese. So I knew some words. I knew all the different like popular terms and stuff like that. You got the goofy stuff, like people saying the kawaii style, like, because all that means is cute in Japanese. You got other guys that I know arigato is thank you, or thank you very much, thank you, and then arigato gozaimasu is thank you very much, and you typically would bow with that. I know a few other words, but I've forgotten them. I know umami is like a savory flavor. That's what that's called. They call that, it's like a special word they call for super savory. And then there's other words too, but this is not learn Japanese with DUN, so I will stick to what I know better, which is RF theory. Japanese I know very, very little. RF theory I know a bit more. Still learning every day. There's always more to learn. You want to spread this braid out. It's a double braided silver plated copper jacket. So if you guys want to know anything about it, this stuff is typically used in aerospace and aeronautics. So you'll see it used in airplanes a lot. That's where its typical field of operation is. Hey, I did a word. Maybe I did something right. I tried. Hey, he also repairs radios. Cool. Very cool, Yutaka. Yutaka. I think it's Yutaka, not Yutaka. It should be Yutaka Tomoe. I think it's how you would say it in English. But I'm sure I'm saying it very country and not using the right way to pronounce it and stuff. But I'm doing the best I can. Try not to let my state of origin dictate or limit my range of speech. A lot of guys will do that. They'll be like, well, I'm just an old country boy, and so on and so forth. I do try to be a little bit more articulate in my speech. Not for any other reason other than to give you guys a little bit more information and maybe a little more clear understanding of what I'm doing. So I try to be a little more particular. I do find that breaks in your words definitely affect speech, so it's probably better if you were to slow down and not use filler words. One of my bigger filler words that I use is that one right there. So if I took a chance and stopped and slowed down and just thought a little harder about the different words that I would say, then I wouldn't have to do that extra filler word in there, and it does make your or anybody's speech, I would say, a little bit more articulate, or more just complete, I guess I would say. Maybe more put together. But yeah, that's very cool. So that's cool how he works on radios. I'll say, let me do this right here. Oh no, I need this word. So I'm doing my best to respond to Utica and try to get some other stuff done. I'm in Georgia. So anybody else on YouTube have any questions, y'all feel free to ask. Anybody else? I'm using Google Translate, Utica, so I'm sorry, Mr. Tomo. I think Tomoya would be his first name and Utica would be his last name. I think the proper way to speak to most Japanese people is to use their last name. And they don't, as far as I know, I don't believe they use surnames. So it wouldn't be like Mr. or Mrs. or anything like that, I don't think. Unless they use like teacher or something like that, with saying sensei or something like that. Or there is another word. I forgot what it is. But it's hard to understand other languages. There's definitely structure and grammar and all kinds of other stuff to other languages. I guess English, they say, is a very, very hard language to learn because we have so many of the same words that mean the same thing. There, and there is just one very simple example. But because of the structure of our language, we try to structure like nouns and adjectives and things like that in certain places, and other languages don't necessarily do the same thing. So let me check real quick on TikTok and see if you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Yeah, you guys can see. Sorry for bumping you guys over and over again. Not my intention. Cletus, waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. I literally just saw right over there, looked over and said, Cletus. Appreciate all you guys liking the video. I do appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate y'all checking it out. I do appreciate it. The gifts and stuff, I thank you guys for it, but I really don't need them. I do this. I get paid to do this work. This is my business, so I do appreciate y'all, and I thank you for it, but definitely I don't need it by any means. If I had anything that I wanted from you guys, it would just be liking the video. If you enjoy it, if you like it, feel free just to pop the like the video. And if you enjoy it enough and you really want to see more of this, then feel free to follow me. I do appreciate all of you guys. Same thing with you guys on YouTube. Subscribe if you like it. Like the video if there is a way to like it. I don't know if you can on YouTube, on lives at least. Same thing with Facebook. If you like it and you enjoy it, feel free to follow me on Facebook and like the video there too. All that stuff is probably the most important thing to me. Of course, I appreciate any monetary gift anybody gives me, like those stars and stuff like that, or the gifts on TikTok and stuff. But they're really not necessary. I thank you guys for them, but I don't need them. I do appreciate it. I don't want to feel like anybody's disrespecting me by giving me something, but I don't. I feel like that's more of an influencer thing where people just want people to give them stuff just to kind of monetize their customers. And of course, I do make money off of you guys watching my videos and stuff like that, but it's really not a lot. It's like $1 a month, $1 every 2 months or something like that. So I appreciate you guys watching it and liking them and stuff like that. But that's not really why I do it. I do it because, I mean, I like to, one, if I can, possibly in some way give back to try to show you guys like how to do this stuff. I will go back to traditional 100% tutorial videos and no more talking in the videos if you guys would like to do that. I would really like for you guys to vote on that at some point. I've been asking for quite some time, but nobody's really asked that, or nobody's really voted for that, or asked me directly to do that. If you guys want me to kind of do what I do now, talk about other things in RF world, talk about different inventory that I got in, talk about the different events that are coming up next and stuff like that, as far as like the key down video I did a while back, and you'll want to know about what's coming up next, or you want to talk about the next Hamfest and stuff like that, because I will start talking about those in a little bit. I think I'll be, if everything goes well, I may have some hiccups in between now and then, because boy, have I got a lot of projects in line. But if all goes well, I'll probably go to Dayton this year. So that's a pretty big Hamfest to record and to show you guys what all's going on, and let you guys see all that equipment and stuff like that. But also, I went to a CB swap meet back the week after Easter. I also went to a key down. Let you guys see what that stuff is. So I will be doing those events too, for sure. They just come up throughout the year. There's only so many of them that are had, so I can't go to them if they're not having them. Usually there's one on Memorial Day, so I would be gone typically at the end of May, headed to one. But as of right now, I don't know of any of them that's happening on Memorial Day. So to be honest, I'm really confused at that, because I usually dedicate that weekend to go, but I don't believe there is one. I'm going to put a post out there probably in the next, tomorrow, I guess, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow, about Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see what's happening. But yeah, your guys' opinion matters on the videos, on all that stuff. Copy, the audio's better on TikTok. I will probably zoom in real quick and pull you guys in closer on. Hello, 71 Schmood operator from Hawaii. Hope you're doing well, man. I zoomed in a little bit on Facebook there, Cletus. Let me know if Facebook and YouTube have gotten better on the audio, because I pulled you guys in a lot closer. I may have gotten water in my phones, because I was out in the pouring rain just a while ago doing some work on that tower. Copy that, Popcorn. I do need to post some. I've got a bunch of breaks posted on my stuff, so I will repost them again on mine also. If you have any additional ones that I don't have, feel free to share them. The whole goal is to share these events with everybody. So I don't care if everybody steals my flyers and my pictures and all the stuff for the events that's happening. It's encouraged to take those pictures and share them on your own profile. It will not hurt my feelings, and you're not bothering me for that. So whenever I post a new set of flyers, which I should do, I'll probably do that tomorrow morning, or at least I'll schedule it for tomorrow morning so everybody can see it then. So you guys can see the events that are coming up next and stuff like that. I said I was going to do a separate Hamfest post, but I'm not quite as prepared as I wanted to be this year for all the different Hamfests that's coming up. Copy, the sounds great there, Todd. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hang on. Let me hop over here and see Yutaka's comment. Copy. I've been going to the Japanese translator on DuckDuckGo and seeing what Yutaka said. There are a few CVs in Japan, though. Aw, that's sad to see. All right, we have a few for sure. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I really hope anybody who wants to go to these events, like I said, I would say that it definitely can be popular. There's definitely a lot of people that's has interest in it. So don't get discouraged. Anybody who's sharing these events, please feel free to share them, because like I said, I had 1.5 million people view my Easter weekend key down. So now whether another key down happens to get 1.5 million views or not, I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? The fad may pass on the the For You page on TikTok and Facebook. But hopefully we will get a few converts out of that. If I get 1% of 1.5 million people to jump in the radio community, shoot, that is a whole other group of people that's added to it, that's keeping it alive. Ideally, it would be great if they were young, because a lot of that community is older. So it would be really, really cool to see that. I mean, there's a lot of kids. Let's just specifically put it on CB real quick. A lot of the kids around the towns and the cities and stuff like that, they're throwing the tennis ball antennas on their truck, and then they're throwing the 102-inch steel whips on the back of their truck and stuff like that. But they're not actually hooking up the radio. So if they would just go that one extra step, that's a whole nother community of people who can get on the radio. Now, are they going to be the most beneficial to the hobby? Probably not. Are they going to be goofy? Probably. Are they going to be disrespectful? Maybe to some degree. But it's more people participating. And out of that group, there's going to be a small percentage of it that's going to be good operators. And the ones who's not, they'll get weeded out little by little. And that's fine. I would rather there be a larger presence and more annoyance than I would be no presence and it just die out. Alright, hello Focus, hello Fernando, hope you guys are doing well. Hello on YouTube, hope you guys are doing well over there still. You guys are not hopping around saying much. Waving a hand, 973, Barry White, out of Connecticut, hope you're doing well. And let's, I don't know if the audio got better on Facebook and YouTube. Todd did tell me, said it sounded good on Facebook, that's good to hear. But you guys always, please feel free to give me an audio report, see how good the audio is doing. If I have to, I will change up and I will add. I've got a really unique set of, they're not really boom mics, they're clip-on mics that you see on the guys that's doing the GoPro videos and stuff like that. But they're pretty good. They work really well. So if I have to, and the audio is not acceptable or at a good enough level on these videos, then what I will do is go ahead and get 2 more sets of those. I'll keep 1 for a travel set, and then I'll have 2 more for here, and then I will just stay mic'd up all the time, and that'll be fine with me. But if it's not necessary and the audio is good enough, then please feel free to let me know. I have had several compliments from this audio. I don't really know why, because it's just phone audio. All these are done. I've got to do split feeds on the rest of these on the end out of... why do I have 5? Whatever. I know 3 of these have to have ends, have to have split feeds. One of them is going to have an RCA. And that covers all those. I got to do 1 more, and then we'll move on to the 7/8, and I'll show you guys that big connector. If you guys stick around and stay, I'll show you guys how this gets put on. Hello, Red Dog out of Nebraska. Hope you're doing well, man. And TikTok. Anytime I get extra radios and antennas, I'm getting my kids' friends to put them in the... Yeah, that's good, man, for sure. Copy the TikTok seems better. Yeah, I'll do I think a reel or something, or I'll do a photo slide on TikTok of the events that's coming up. Now, if you guys would do me the favor, I would really appreciate it. If you see that video, please share it. Those are not the videos that get popular. Those are not the videos that get lots of people looking at them. Those are not the TikToks that people share with their friends and stuff like that, because they're just flyers, and not many people will really share that stuff. So if you can, please share it when you see that video. I won't ask you to share it too much, but I do ask that you share that, because those are all events that are going to be happening, and those events can and is a very real possibility that if you guys don't participate, if people don't start joining in and coming to these things, these events can die off for sure. They won't happen right away, but I mean, the writing's on the wall, guys. I mean, there's only so many more of these events that's going to happen, and if people don't start taking it over and start helping. There's at least one event that I believe will continue going for quite some time. There's a second event that's coming up in Mebane, North Carolina, I believe is where it's going to be. Or Rhonda, North Carolina, I think is what it's going to be. That's going to probably stay going for a while. But again, these are not like mainstream events. These things, if without support, without other people joining in, without you guys getting interested and checking these things out, they absolutely could go away. And they're really cool. They're really unique. There's lots of good people there. There's friendly people. They have goodie tables that they sell all types of parts and equipment and things like that. So there's all kinds of stuff that is beneficial to the hobby altogether, because people are coming together and hanging out. People are coming together and sharing their hobby. People are coming together and just being friendly overall. Now, of course, at whatever event you're going to go to, there's always going to be somebody who's stupid. There's always going to be somebody who's rude. Somebody's going to piss somebody off. That's you can't get away with that anywhere. But like I said, without your support, it's not going to keep going. It may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next year. But eventually, it will fall apart, and it won't be happening anymore. So if you can make one of these events, please feel free to come make it. Sorry I'm talking so long about these key downs, but like I said, a lot of you guys did hop in there and did check them out and stuff. Copy, can't wait till Joliet, man. Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it for sure. That Joliet's in the end of July. Okay, repost it. That would be the proper term. Thank you, Cletus, for telling me. Share is not the same as repost. So repost is what I want you guys to do, because that puts it on your wall, that lets everybody see it, and things like that, and that brings it to everybody else's attention. So please feel free, when you see that post pop up, click repost, and it would be great, because that, like I said, it just shares it to more people. Again, these events, these guys are minding their own business. They're not bothering people, so they're not like bad guys. I will be posting up Hamfest and stuff like that too. So if you don't have any good intentions with it, please don't bother these guys or mess with them. It's already dying as is, so don't make it worse. It's absolutely got tons of potential to grow again, because like I said, 1.5 million of you guys liked it or got to see it. So that's pretty awesome. But again, there's always somebody who wants to be a bad apple about it. I mean, but I will be going to some other events. This is not the only community I want to support. Key down guys are cool, that's fine. But I will be going to swap meets. I will be going to Hamfest and things like that. So you guys will see every aspect about communications. I could have went live at an old broadcast studio, and you guys probably would have really liked it. But unfortunately, I don't think about that stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably would have really appreciated it. I could have showed you guys the old newsroom. The old broadcast rooms, each one of the booths. I could have showed you guys the transmitter rooms and things like that. Maybe one of these days I'll talk with an engineer, because I know several of the engineers, about touring a station and letting you guys see what they are. Because I want to show you guys all aspects of RF. I don't want to show you guys just, say, the truckers and CB stuff. I don't want to show you guys just ham stuff, and I definitely don't want to show you guys only broadcast and telecom stuff. I want to make it where everybody can understand RF theory in a lot better way. All right, so let's go here. Appreciate you sharing this live popcorn. This is not the exact post that I'm talking about sharing, but I absolutely appreciate the share for sure. It is really appreciated. Thank you guys for liking it. Thank you guys for in such a big way, especially on TikTok, following me, man. It's I started with like maybe a month and a half ago with nobody. About 400 or 500 of you jumped on really quick. Appreciate Cletus for the sharing and letting everybody know that I was out there on there. Appreciate everybody before I got on TikTok sharing all my TikToks, my lives to TikTok. If it wasn't for you guys, then I wouldn't be doing these videos. I wouldn't be able to talk about trying to save key downs or save any aspect about the stuff, the community that's dying. I try to revitalize everything. I don't think Hamfest are dying anytime soon, but I'm absolutely going to try to go support one of them at least this year if I can. Just because, like I said, I don't want to make this a singular thing. I guess. No, I can't do it. Darn, that's too late for that one. Oh, I can show you guys something really cool. I don't know if I want to go that far. I don't know, guys. We'll have to think about this. I'm not sure how far I want to go. There are certain aspects about privacy that I don't really care to go too far into. There's really, really cool stuff I could show you guys if I didn't care about my own privacy. But, man, I'll come up with something. You guys will see stuff in the coming years. Probably even by this year sometime. I will find something to show you guys that's really cool. Alrighty then. So now we're going to go ahead and call that one quits. This one's done right here. This one's going to be separated because it's a specific jumper that's going to be used. So now let's go ahead and move up to the 7/8. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys find this interesting. I'm going to show you guys a finished piece of 7/8 real quick. Oh, and then I'm going to show you guys what I'm working on. So this is a finished piece of 7/8 with a bird line section in line right now. So let me take that out of line. Well, not out of line. I'll just leave it in line, whatever. You guys can see the connector. Let me zoom out real quick. Ta-da! So you guys can see how that's done and connected. You guys on TikTok, if it don't kill me, if I kick my live off in 3 minutes, I gotta verify myself by doing some stupid puzzle. Oh, come on. I did that puzzle right on. I'm doing TikTok puzzles now. Alright, let's turn this over here so you guys on TikTok can see what this is. It's not this small wire right here. It is, let me turn it sideways so you guys can see. It's this wire right here. So that's what the end looks like. That's how this is set up. And that's how it's hooked up to a bird meter right here. So, forgive me. You probably, if you guys look close enough, I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not, but you may end up seeing my socks. I don't really care. My feet are soaked from getting rained on earlier, so it's whatever. Top of the, hey, what's up, Taterhead? Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, this one's a little bit bigger for sure than most. A lot of guys will, this is typically used in broadcast a lot. A lot of guys will use it in the HF community, and a lot of guys will use it in the monoband community. One of the bigger reasons to use it is for its attenuation. It has very low attenuation, so it has a lot, not much loss over a given length. Let me see if I can poke this back through here. I don't know if I can or not. Try to cut my hand. Straighten this booger out. Rotate this on around. I think I'm trying to debate on what I'm going to do real quick. Give me a second. I got to figure out if I want to. Nah, it's going to sit on my knee. It'll be fine. So, work this up higher. Make sure everybody can see it on Facebook. Turn it up that way. That'll be fine. Something like that. I think that'll work. I really can't tell on TikTok. I'm just going to refresh the video. So let me refresh real quick on TikTok and see if I can see what's going on. Make sure I've got it the right. Yeah, that's good enough. That's a good enough angle. You guys can see what I'm doing. You'll see this connector right here and see what's going on there. You guys can actually see part of the screen. See you guys look the endless infinity loop. Watch yourself on TikTok. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Taterhead, for sure. Alright. Next, here we go. So, again, this is 7/8 hardline. It is used for its very low loss and its design. It is a solid corrugated copper design with a solid copper center conductor. You guys on Facebook can see, and TikTok and YouTube, or Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. Now, this center conductor is a little flat, so you guys don't get super bent out of shape about it. I can show you guys how to fix that. All you gotta do is get yourself a nice little pair of needle nose, poke them in the hole, and just start spinning. Not super complicated or anything like that. I'm going to cut this wire back just a smidge, just to knock out of this little ridge right here. Actually, I don't think I will, because I can easily push that back out. I'm not really concerned about it at all, so I am not worried about it. You guys will definitely get confused because it looks like the dielectric is closer over here, but as soon as I push this flange back out, then it won't be that way. So it's a little confusing because of that. Alright, let's throw this on here. We've got to get some compound, some material to use. This right here will work. I would say most likely just some dielectric grease will do the same job as what this will. This is just to keep this O-ring from getting damaged whenever I go to install it. So let me see if I can. There we go. So this O-ring's going right down here. Waving a hand, Aaron. Hope you're doing well. Anybody else got any questions on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to ask. Alright, O-ring is in place right there. Next O-ring is going to go right inside here. So I'll show you guys how that works in just a minute. So I'm going to flatten out this corrugation a bit. So we're going to cut up a little higher. Something like that should be good. Take a look and see. Should be alright. Worst case scenario, I have to come down a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a unique design so you guys don't get super confused with it. I have to do something different because of the type of wire this is and what connection it is. So 50 ohm, 5 10 ohm, but only 7 time. Yeah, 10 ohm is definitely a little bit harder to get a hold of for sure. Anybody else on YouTube, you guys feel free to ask me questions. It don't hurt my feelings at all. I have Todd Rock hopped in here and said some stuff. SDK Shadow said some stuff. Timbers RC Adventures said some stuff in here. You guys feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm all ears. I'll listen to whatever question you guys have. All right, so now let's go ahead and move forward, and I've got to find the tool that's right here, sitting in front of me. So I've got the mark right here. So what I do is I'll take this little tool right here. I'm not using this tool. This is the wrong one. This one I'm going to use here in just a moment. Give me just a second. I got to grab something else down here. There's something very specific I need to get. I think it may be, just maybe, sitting in my toolbox, and I'll have to grab it. So, let's try to freehand it. I don't care. Whatever. So, what I figured out is that when you cut, not many people can cut a perfect circle. Especially if I can't get my head around all the way around this connection. So I'm going to try to see how bad I am at freehand on this and see what I can do. But yeah, let's get it done. Sorry, my mug will have to get in the way for you guys. It's hopping in on these videos. I don't know. I'll see exactly how bad it was in just a minute as soon as I go to pull it off. It's been a minute since I freehanded. I usually will go off of some form of a guide just so I can be more accurate with my cut. I like to, especially if it doesn't take too much extra time, I like to be as accurate as I can be. Currently in the process of cutting up the back of my ankle for some reason. It's hurting my ankle. Alright, so from here, what I have to do, I have to get into this connection right over here, right up top, pull that down, and then pull her on around, and I figure out where I haven't cut deep enough. You guys on Facebook can see better than the guys on TikTok because the side on Facebook is the side that I didn't cut deep enough. TikTok, I cut deep enough all the way around, so it was fine. So this dent right here, I'm going to clear out here in just a second. And then, of course, this dent on this side I'll clear out too. But in the meantime, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start flattening this, and you guys will see what will happen. I want to check this real quick because I've been wanting to know for a minute, and we'll see what this does. It may not have any effect, and I may have to cut this back here in just a moment. So we'll check and measure. Let's do this right here. Mil. So we got 37 mil. That's what we measured out right there. So this is going to be the most confusing connector you'll see me do because I usually harp about how the corrugation's done and stuff. I will not be harping about that on this build because you'll see what I do here in just a second. So 37.15 mils. I'll measure that one more time. I want to go down just a smidge to be accurate with that. There we go. 37 mils on the money, pretty much. Now let's get to work. This for ham or CB, it could be for either one. It doesn't matter. It also can be used in broadcast. This is not a specific frequency base. This is good for up to 1 gigahertz. So you could run this on anything you like. So it doesn't matter what you run. These connectors are what's called an LC connector. This is a very old connector. It's been used for a lot of years. It was typically used, if I can find the other end of this to show you guys. Where'd it go? There we go. It was typically used in the military. It's a military-based connector. So you guys will see what it looks like. It's like that. Very commonly used in the military. You'll see it on a lot of old military equipment. I've got some old military bird stuff that I've came across, and it runs the same connector. There's a reason I have to do this. I'll get into the explanation. I can get into the technical explanation for anybody who wants to know. But for the guys who don't want to know, just feel free to enjoy the video and watch. Move up. Next step. Right, y'all. Next step, move on up. Oh, I got a little too overzealous there. You don't want to go too aggressive to start with. You got to slowly tighten up. Alright, any other questions? Good evening, waving a hand, 6-pack. Hope you're doing well, man. We're working on some 7/8s today. This is a very unique connector that I'm having to put on this, so it's a very unique build you'll see me building. So anybody that gets confused, you can be rightly so. Even broadcast engineers or typical tower climbers would be very confused at what I'm doing. This is a workaround method I found years ago to work with a connector that's been really discontinued for probably at least 20 years and make it work on a modern system. Anybody got any questions on Facebook or YouTube land? I don't see any questions, so I guess I'll continue to do my work. So, lots more I gotta get done. Let's go ahead and check and see. I'm kind of curious. So, measurement comes out to a total of, realistically, about 38.29. So 1.27 millimeters is what we increased in spacing from what we had originally to what we have now. So now, the job for me is to first go ahead and grease up my O-ring. And then do my best not to cut myself on the end of this wire. Which I did I didn't do last week, but I did the other week, and that was not fun. Then, from that point, is to see how much more I need to push this down. I don't think it'll matter too much. Should be fine. We're all good there. Now I need soft blow mallet. Da-da-da-da. Alright, so I'll have to rebuild that. Just a little bit of this end right here. Not too much. I rolled it a little bit, which is not ideal, but very, very easy to fix. Fixed it. Already done. Alright, so now what we have to do is we have to build a flange. So before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and prep this connection so it'll be the way I need it to be. Sorry I'm not talking much. This is, like I said, a little bit more difficult of a connector for me to work on. It takes quite a bit more work and effort to put together than some of my other connectors. So I'll start building the flange now. So again, we're just building a flange. We're just running this connection out further to the side. And we're flaring it out, kind of like what you would with a copper pipe for gas lines, things like that. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you guys for liking the video. Appreciate you guys for following. Appreciate you guys for sharing this stuff. You can message me here, Deidre, for anything to do with RF stuff. That's what I do. Just message me on this page. I had some people message me on TikTok. I'm going to try to start responding to TikTok messages. I think probably looking for me on Facebook by the same name, same spelling, same everything. Just use your punctuation. DUN apostrophe S RF Supply. That's how you'll find me on Facebook. Just message me on Facebook is probably the smartest decision. It's the most likely way to get a response from me. If you message me on TikTok, I don't think I'll be able to get around to responding. It just doesn't notify me properly. I can't message properly. I can't like put it all in one place as well. So feel free to message me on Facebook. You can try to message me on TikTok, and I will try to respond, especially if it's a legitimate purchase and you're trying to buy something from me. Also, you can just purchase directly off my website. It's dwinsrfsupply.com. The website is right here. Looks like that. dwinsrfsupply.com and dwinsrfsupply.com. So if anybody wants to find it, that's how you find it. The website is not perfect. It will get better, but it is not the best at the moment. I'm still getting it better. I'm not completely a one-man show anymore, but we're a very limited operation right now. I'm getting as much done as I can, trying to do as much as I can to improve the experience for you guys, while also getting the literally thousands of items that I have loaded on the website. I think I have maybe 50 items loaded on the website, where I have probably, I would say, at least 1,000 parts. I wish I could do it all at once, but it's not possible. So I'm finishing out that flare on that flange. Alrighty. So now, from here, I'm going to do something a little weird, just because I can. That's my stuff. Make sure that's lined up as close to center as possible. And I gotta make sure this is gonna clear. It's alright, but I need to tighten it up a little bit, so. Again, it's really particular how I do this. This is not a completed connector, but I'm doing a mock-up right now. Getting everything lined up, making sure everything fits on. Just a little bit more on the base, and then we will be put some more right there. A little bit less. Got it centered. Open this thing back up and make sure we're tight all the way around. Just swap this thing with a dead blow so I can check it. I want to see if it passes these threads, because this is the most important aspect about this. Okay, it will pass the threads. So that'll get me on there. So now, the job is simple. Run this connection in a bit. Make sure we hit our threads. Just flare it out just a smidge. A little bit more, because I can always flare it back in if I need to. Now there's a little bar that I can use, that I do use pretty often. I had one over here. Let's just cheat and see if I can use this. Yeah, I'll use this, it'll be fine. There's a little T-handle bar that I can use, but this is close enough to a T-handle. It'll do what I need it to do. So we're going to hit this booger with some heat. Do not touch it with your hand after this. Alright, good. Now, I've got to line this back up to get the center conductor to line up properly. Now, here's the fun part. Two crescents right here. Sorry, TikTok, I'm bumping you guys, but this is part of the process that takes me more time. I have anything. I have LMR 400, LMR 600. I have half-inch flex, half-inch hardline, 7/8 hardline, inch and 5/8 hardline. Any type of coax through any type of size for the most part. Doesn't matter really what it is. I have it all. Unless you're ordering higher quantities, I won't have your LMR 1200. It's just not something I normally stock. I do have several distributors for LMR 1200. So if you need it, then let me know. But I would highly recommend inch and 5/8 over that cable. All right. Now, here's the scariest part. You put this connector on, you spend all this time, you put all this effort in, try to pull it off. Don't go left and right or nothing like that, but try to pull it straight off. If you can pull it off, you didn't build a good enough flange. So now I'll show you guys what this works. So this customer is going to set this up on his setup, and he's going to hook this up on his Yaesu FT1000, whatever. Have some fun with their FT101. Yeah, with this little UHF connector right. That's how this customer will set it up. No, it's just a low attenuation setup. It's very useful for a lot of applications. But that is one, a lot of guys will wonder how in the world do I run this crazy connector and adapt that to whatever I got. I've got a full adapter block that you can go with any connector on the bottom, any connector on the top, and you can adapt it over. But this wire is complete. It is ready to go to its customer. This one customer asked for something very specific, so I'm going to try to see if I can find this customer's order on their parts. I've got lots of parts in a bin somewhere. I don't know where that bin is. Or, oh, I would have already grabbed it. I'm going to look quickly and see if I find it. If I don't find it, I'm going to move on and do something else. But yeah, this order is complete. I'll be doing some, you guys can see what he's done on this other end. He's got a another LC connector with a bird sample on the end of that one, with another LC connector on it. So this one's all done. I've got to build another short jumper. It's going to be, I've already built it actually. My bench has got to get put back together after all this, but this is part of it. I've got a whole bin for all these parts. So I'll show you guys what's going on. Zoom back out real quick. Copy the good evening-ish. It's definitely LMR 1200 physical size. Let me zoom out real quick. It's going to be very similar to this size right here. If I can get a hold of my piece, I've got a box of sample stuff. Should be over here. Nope, not over there. Where'd I put it? Let me go grab one real quick. I'll show you something very similar size to what LMR 1200 will be. LMR 1200 is going to be in between this size right here and this size right here. So it'll be right in between these two as far as size-wise. So that would be LMR's 1200 size. It would be the in-between these two right here. Skip just stopped. What a great time. Heck yeah, man. Shoot. Alright. Yeah, I missed a bit of it, unfortunately. I heard it rolling earlier. So, one of these is the one I need. So what I'm going to do is take my dikes and cut this big connection apart, and then we'll look and see which one it is. It's none of these three. We already know that because that's for another build. It's probably this one. I don't know why I have two of these. I'm very confused, to be honest. I'll have to measure these out. What? 1, 2. This one's different. One of these, does it belong here? Whatever. This one right here should be it. So this is the one. Now I've got to find one very specific connector that I have. I don't like to say this word, but I have misplaced it. It's in a box full of parts, and unfortunately, what happens when you got a box full of parts is those box full of parts are not in your possession. They're somewhere in my shop. I don't know where. Let me look at this box real quick and see if this is where they're at. If they're not here, then I'll move on to something else, and you guys will just have to see that part later. Maybe I put them in my toolbox. There's the toolbox I was looking for. Yes! Woohoo! Found it! There we go. Found exactly what I need. So now, this is a bit overkill for what they're looking for, but it is what it is. I am, anybody who knows anything about connectors, Nutrex is kind of like king, and that's the Nutrex connector right there is what that is. It's actually a subsidiary of Nutrex, but still, it's made by Nutrex. So it's very, very nice. My toolbox is back here. Oh, I got a fancy little doodad I got. I'll show you guys a little preview of something cool that I picked up. Check this motor out. Little mini variac right here. This one's good for maybe 5 amps, I think. Nothing crazy. Not a big variac. But yeah, cool little variac. If anybody doesn't know what they are, look up variac. It's pretty neat. Really, it just kind of tells you in the name, variable AC. Pretty much. Let's get to work. Let's build this, and I'll show you guys how this is done. So, I'm going to have to... Oh, I'm going to have to do the cut. I guess let me grab a line section so I can show you guys the cut. Where did I put them all? This is what happens when you clean up your shop. I usually kept them over here. I've got dual line sections just sitting there blatantly, but I'll put them over here. Oh, here they are. Found them. Cool. That's all my dual line sections. I don't really need those. I just need to grab a single, but so be it. I'll grab a dual. Just a random dual line section. Doesn't have to be nothing special or anything like that. Waving a hand, 111 needle bender. Hope you're doing well, man. It's been a minute since I talked to you. I've seen you popping around. YouTube's popping. Hope you guys are doing well. TikTok, you got hello Wildcat. Hope you're doing well. Ronnie, hope you're doing good. I'm gonna check the rest of you guys' comments real quick. See if you guys I can talk to you. The coax that I was working on a while ago was $8 a foot. The coax right here is only $3 a foot. And then of course there's plenty of other coaxes in between. I've got some 1/2 inch flex you can get for like $3.50 a foot, and several other different pieces of wire. I've got some crazy stuff. Oh, this stuff right here. That's some 1/2 inch Teflon wire. That stuff right there is about, oh gosh, $25 a foot or something like that. It's not cheap. So now, run this over here. That'll work, maybe. We'll see. This might be a little big for this application. We'll see. It fits through there just fine. Fits on there just fine. This wire's got a very low friction coefficient, so this grip that this is designed for is not much of a grip. I may kind of need to test this real quick. I may have to cut this. I may not be able to use this. Let me see in just a second. I'm quite confident I won't be able to use this. It might prove me wrong. Yeah, it's gonna be tight, but it'll do it. Whatever. That'll be the best grip it can have, at least. So we've got to get our dielectric done right here, and I'm gonna do something a little bit unique with this. Yeah, let's do it. So we got to do center conductor. We'll cut through. Something like this. Fold this under here. I don't want to do this. Whatever. Let's do it a little different. Never mind. I was gonna do something unique, but let's stick with it old school. That's easy enough. So I want to cut through all the way through this. Now I want to cut through the jacket. All the way back over here to this far. Let me check and see if the camera's at the right angle. It's at a bad spot. 804! Wave it a hand, man. What's up? Long time no speak. Let's turn this over here so you guys on TikTok can see what's going on. So we're doing something, like I said, a little bit unique for this. This is not something you see typically done. Cut all the way through this a little bit further. All I'm doing so we're building some custom adapters with some RG400 right now. Doing something a little bit different. I'll go ahead and cut this back right here so I don't have to deal with it later. I want this kind of bunched up because I don't want to have to deal with it. Again, same thing. Same reason. Hope you guys can see. I'm sorry if I'm pulling back too far. I'm not trying to. So let's throw this on the bench. There we go. Now, we'll put a torch, not a torch, but put a soldering iron on this. Alright, this wire is able to take a lot of heat. So I'm going to put a lot of heat on it. Alright, so that is bonded and finished. It's going to be a little hot for this plastic, but I think it'll be alright. Where is my plastic at? It's not in here, is it? Is it all the way down there? I guess it's not there. Maybe it's in there. There we go. So right here, this is nice and tight. Holds on to the shield the way it's supposed to. Moves the whole wire all in one go. And that's how this is set up. So we've got an RCA on one side. We have a connection on the other end. I'm going to have to modify this. Should I modify this one? Yeah, I'm modifying this one. So I wasted a little bit of wire on this, so I'm going to cut this back just a smidge. I want to make a fancy little doodad adapter on this later. and then I'll show you guys what I'm going to do next. So what I have to do on this side is cut right here. Let me grab another zip tie. I need something to hold this together. I was working on this stuff at like 3 in the morning, so you'll have to forgive me. Sometimes I make mistakes. So I messed up on this one and I had to cut that end off. But I'll make something out of that piece I just cut off. In the meantime, I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. RG400 is great. Waving a hand, boss. Waving a hand, Ronnie. Wildcat. Appreciate you, Roger. Bandito. Hope you're doing well. Let's go over here to Facebook land. Hello, hello. YouTube land. YouTube, you guys are great. I appreciate all you guys. But please say something. Say what's up. Say hello. Like the video. Follow my stuff. Give me something, guys. I know there's a bunch of you guys out there checking this out. I thank you all. If you would like to speak with me, if you'd like to say anything, if you'd like to ask a question, if you want to see more of these videos, just feel free to say something, guys. I appreciate all you guys. There's a bunch of you guys in YouTube checking out this stuff. Alright, anybody got any questions, y'all feel free to ask. We'll go ahead and finish this split feed up. So we use a pick because pick is what's most useful for this job. We just pick this booger out. There's definitely a couple ways that I could do this. But for this application, I'm just going to do it this way. I could have left the connector completely on this and didn't build a split on it at all. But it would have been a little bit harder for the customer to build off of it. So I figure I'll just make it easier. You see me picking it out, or picking out the braid all the way through. Again, if you guys want to see these events and stuff like that, I'm going to be going to. You feel free to check out the videos. Joliet is one of the next events. It's in July. I'll post a whole list here very soon. If you guys would like to make one of them, feel free to come out and say hello. I'm going to do like I did in Walterboro. I'm going to give away hats and give away shirts. If you guys come and say the slogan, you'll see the slogan on the back of the shirts. If you come and say the slogan, I think I'll stick with the slogan just because you guys voted for it. Me personally, it's a little corny to me, and it feels like I'm prideful when I say it, but I really, you guys voted for it, so I'm sticking with it because I don't want to, it's kind of rude to give you guys a chance to vote and everything and then override you when you finally pick something, so whatever. But yeah, if you say the slogan, then I'm going to have at least 3 hats and at least 3 shirts at every single event I go to this year. So if you'll meet me, say the slogan, and you're the first of the ones to do it, then you will get a hat or get a shirt for free. I'm going to do that at least all this year to the best of my ability. I might forget, I might run out, or I might have some dedicated to some guys. Just to try to help them out. Long-time good customers, supporters, and things like that. Just trying to help people out. But I'm pretty positive I should have a solid 3 shirts and 3 hats for anybody who wants to meet me at any of these events. That's your motivation to make it to the events, and also to say hello. Because I'd love to meet you. I'd love to say, hey, and how you doing, and all that good stuff. Let me grab a meter movement real quick. Alright, let me pull this apart. This is a custom set up on this bird right here. typical sample line on birds, so guys don't get super confused, will end up looking like this right here. So it'll have your little spring DC connector right here. It'll look kind of like this, and then your leads on the other end will look like this, just like that. All right, let's hop over here and say hello to you guys over here, finally saying something. On a stock 4-watt AM/FM CB radio with a good tune, outdoor, indoor, and how far can one talk? Probably, I would say, it depends on conditions. Depends on the height, how high you are, what location you're at, and stuff like that. I would say probably a great antenna, not a good antenna, but a great antenna. With 4 watts, you could probably talk about 3 to 5 miles, somewhere in that range, which you should be able to talk. So I've got to grab the terminals to fit this hole real quick. I think it's the number 8 terminal. I think it's what I had come up with in the past. I got a number 6 and I got a number 8. There's the number 8 right here. Which, one number 8 fit perfect. That's good. So now I need a number 8 and a little bit bigger gauge. So we'll jump our gauge up real quick. Number 8 to a yellow. I don't think I want a yellow. Maybe I'll do a number 8 to a blue. 14, 16, 14, number 8. There we go. Non-insulated. Sorry, I got some stuff I'm working on here. Just need to make sure that fits real quick. Cool. Alright, cool. Got those sorted. Also, I'm going to try to start remembering to bring some stickers to the events right here. My wife made some stickers, so I never remember to bring them, but I will do my best to try to remember this next time so you guys can get some stickers too. Now, I'm in Georgia. The next event that I'm going to be at is in Joliet, Illinois, but I'm in Georgia is where I'm out of. So, we're going to go ahead and connect this. If enough of you guys hang out, I may show you guys something pretty neat. Depends on how many more of you guys are hanging out after I'm done. I'm gonna do a little special video. Probably, most likely I'll be doing that. Oh man, I didn't think about what I just signed up for. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Oh, darn. Whatever. I have to be in the doghouse. It is what it is. So, I signed up for something that I shouldn't have signed up for as far as date-wise. But man, I'll ask them and see what they say. Let's see if I can get out of that date. Hey, no problem. Appreciate you, 374. Don't bother me at all. I don't think everybody should know everything, so I definitely will not hold it against you by any means. I've got people who don't get the name of my business right. I got people who mix up stuff with RF theory and stuff, and none of that stuff bothers me at all. Don't. You don't have to apologize at all. Appreciate you actually hopping in here and saying something on YouTube, man. I do appreciate the interaction. Those comments are great. I don't care if it's a simple question, if it's a complicated question, or if it's just something about what I sell. And I appreciate it, because I mean, if I can't respond to you guys, then I don't really know what you guys want to know. So it's appreciated for sure. It's kind of weird to say thank you for thank you for asking questions. Most people would think they'd get berated for asking a question. So, I guess I threw off a washer in the past, but that's how the setup runs. It goes into a bird meter right here, and then this is going to be a custom adapter for this one right here. That's how that's set up. So I've got, I believe, if I can find it, a piece of heat shrink that I can use for this job. At some point, I'm going to need to do a major restock on my heat shrink, but I'm not out yet, nor am I going to run out anytime really super soon from now. There's one piece of my heat shrink right here. And I've got a custom piece somewhere. Figure out where it's at. This is a little large, but it'll have to do. It's fine. What happens when you go a little bit too big on the heat shrink, it just makes it sit on there just a little loose, and it doesn't look quite as good or quite as polished of a connection. This is completely extra. This is not something that is necessary for this job at all, but I'm doing it because one, it makes the life of the customer easier. They don't have to worry about covering up their shield wire as much, or have to worry about it touching off on something or anything like that. So this is not weatherproof, nor is it waterproof, nor is it in any way proof of anything. It's just resistant. It's scratch resistant, short resistant, and stuff like that. So you can still short it out if you try hard enough. You can still cut through it if you try hard enough. Like it just helps. It makes life easier. It doesn't make it impossible. Alright, that's how that one sets up. That's all finished product. It's all done. So this one's going to that customer. That customer is now finished with his entire build. So he is getting shipped. I'm going to grab a zip tie and zip tie it to his wiring harness, and he will be shipped today. If enough of you guys are still hanging out, I'll check through the people watching, and then I'll check on my time, and we'll probably do some pretty neat stuff. We'll see. Alright. Got plenty of you guys on YouTube. Hey, I appreciate the accolades for sure. That's absolutely appreciated. Good evening from Northern Arizona, Unit 613, waving a hand, man. Oh, that sucks. One of my LEDs is trying to go out above me. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for checking out the live. Thanks for following me. Thanks for all the things you guys do, for sure. You guys are all appreciated. So, alright, let's do it. I got enough of you guys still hanging out. It'll be good enough to show you. So, let's get to work. So, I'm going to show you guys the custom bird build. So, what we're going to do on this build is I'm going to set up movements. 1, 2, 3. And that's how this will set up. So this is going to have a custom set of RG400 coming out of the back like this. I'm going to go ahead and poke it through and kind of show you guys how it's going to set up. Let me pull this back through here. Let's do 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, and then back to the single potato. Give you guys an idea what it looks like at least. So we'll have wire coming out the back like this, and then he'll have a dual line section that'll come out like this, 1, 2, and he'll have another single line section that'll be run somewhere else, and it'll be run to that. So this is how his setup's going to look, and then when we go to the front like this, we'll have 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter. The meter on the left will be the peak reading meter. The meter in the middle will be the average reading meter, and the meter on the end will be the reflect meter. So that is the way I will set it up. Typically, you would think the output would be on the right, but I can go ahead and go through a couple of different scenarios real quick, and we will go ahead and look right here. So if you look closely over here, I'm going to zoom in to this little sampler right here. This sampler says output, and it says reflect here. And then it says input, and it says forward right there. That's 1 meter that tells you which direction that they expect you to put the line section in. Then you can go over here and look at this meter right here, and it says reflect right here and forward right here. Then you can go up to the next series of meters up here, and it says reflected kilowatts here and incident kilowatts here. Same thing with each one of those all the way up. To confirm further and go a little bit further to what it needs to be done, we can go to this meter over here behind that fancy other bird meter right here. And if you look right here, it says forward and it says reflect. So according to Bird themselves, and even on this super fancy, let's show you the last one real quick. Let's get over here. And let's go down here. And even going to the very last one, which is a very unique bird meter right here. This is a all built into one bird meter right here. So it actually says forward on the left and reflect on the right. So it actually tells you specifically. And then if you look in the back, it'll say forward and reflect right here. Reflect going out. So now it kind of does go a little backwards on the back, just simply because it's from the position that you're looking at it at. But yeah, very, very cool. There's you. If you don't want to build a triple bird meter setup like this one right here is a double bird meter setup all built into one. It reads forward on one side and reads reflect on the other side. So a very cool bird meter, very rare and hard to get a hold of. I've been looking for one of these for a while. I don't know why I got it. I do know why I got it. I got it because I think it's cool. Yeah. Needless to say, we'll go ahead and get this booger mounted up and get to work and show you guys how this goes. Now, somewhere in my entire collection of stuff, I have a that's irritating. Alright, let me grab some cleaner real quick and go ahead and clean this up. I've got a bit of 409 over here somewhere. Right here. I tried to use Windex for a while, but I think 409 is just a little bit more aggressive. It cleans a little bit better. Like, I don't think Windex would have ever knocked that adhesive off. A little bit of adhesive is on the edge right here. It would have cleaned up like the glass and stuff, but it wouldn't have actually cleaned the whole unit. So, always nice. These are all cleaned up. Alright, so now we've got to pull these pieces off right here. I do not have to stick with these exact setups right here. Let's pull this down in a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. I think I'm going to drop you guys on TikTok down lower too, because I think it's a little bit fair. Dynamo, appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate you checking out these videos. It's absolutely, it's noticed. Thank you. Alright, so I think this is a pretty good thing for you guys on TikTok to be able to see. Rotate you back around there. It's not the best angle for TikTok, just to be quite honest with you. But I can't really move you much closer, because the more I move you close, the more I bump you. So we'll flip that back, and you'll see kind of like this. Shouldn't be too bad. Not the best angle, but definitely not the worst by any means. Alright, back on. Oh wow, yeah, Blue Ridge Parkway to North Carolina is great. I'm sorry about not checking out, not responding to you there, Funny Pranks. I apologize for that. 30 beer meters, never use them. Would be nice to have 2 all-in-one meters. Yeah, that's pretty cool for sure. Yeah, the 2 all-in-ones are really nice setup just to have something. It's just one setup that does everything all in one. You don't have to tie up multiple things in line. You don't have to build a custom box like this. It's just pretty nice. Now this customer did not do something I expected them to do because I don't know, I'm overkill. I like to do stuff crazy. So I expected them to be a little bit more accurate with what they were trying to get me to do on this, but they're okay with it being a ballpark, so it's fine. So you're not going to see me work on this for a long period of time. I'm kind of grateful for that in a way because it gives me, it keeps me from being overwhelmed with like just literally how many hours that I have to put into this job. But at the same time, I'm kind of OCD. It kind of bothers me. So I don't know. It's both. Both ways are fine. It's okay to use this as a reference, but I like to, if I can, make them as accurate as possible. But again, it's at the customer's wishes. I'm going to build it the way they want me to build it. And also, I'm not going to charge them money for something a service that they're not specifically wanting. Now, if it was critical, and if it was one of them things that I thought would make or break the setup, then I would absolutely tell them that I don't even offer it without that service. But that's how she's set up. Start with a reflect and put that one in line. Then go ahead and grab some parts real quick. You guys can see how this will go together. What do you guys think? You guys like the black hardware right there? Or do you think you guys will like some stainless hardware right there? What is your guys' opinion? Black hardware or stainless hardware? I'll see what TikTok has to say. There's black and there's stainless. It's Facebook and YouTube. There's black and stainless. What's your guys' fancy? Excuse you. What's up, Mr. 178 high voltage? Yeah, I was stainless. I got to vote for stainless. I got to vote for black. So we got 1 and 1. Realize your guys' vote is what counts. Black looks nice. All right, I got 2 votes for black. 3 votes for black. 4 votes for black. All right, we're sticking with black. So we will go with black and put these boogers in here. There's a lock washer on the back. I told you your guys' vote counts. Sorry for the guy who voted for stainless. This is absolutely a democratic system. It will go by for who votes more. So now I'm going to leave the stainless hardware in the original parts of the meter because it wouldn't kind of go with the theme very well. I know why black kind of pops off and looks good with the design because it looks pretty solid with black on the meter. So throw these right here, put this back in here. All right. So now I'm just going to cheat and let you guys see what I'm doing. I think this is probably more appropriate than just showing you guys the front view. You can see me flip this booger around, pull this face off, and all them goodies. See the nitty gritty of what I'm doing. Losing nuts. All right, grab that back. I don't get what the excuse me is. 15 minutes. I guess maybe get me in the doghouse. That's what it is. That's probably what I was doing. She was watching it. I was going to get in trouble. I was going to get in trouble before I even talked about it. You never know who's watching, guys. Your wife might watch your live, and you might get in the doghouse before you get inside. All right, so let me tighten this up. This is pretty cool. YouTube and Facebook gets both sides of the picture. YouTube and Facebook gets one side, and TikTok gets the other. So TikTok's seeing the back side of what I'm tightening on, and Facebook sees the front side. Now, if I were to redesign this, I would design this the way that Bird did and put a bushing in between the meter itself and this housing. That is not done with this, so that means any shock that this mount takes, it is directly transferred to the meter housing itself. So if I was to have any statements to say myself, I would say I would prefer to have a I'd prefer to have this set up like a let me zoom in close real quick. Well, let me just grab one down. So if you look inside, right on the inside edge, there's actually space on this inside edge right here all the way around. There's a rubber bushing on the corner, and corner on this one. And then on one of your traditional birds right here, it does a little bit different. There's actually a nice little foam inner body all around that meter. And the meter body is not actually tightened up. This is a housing, and it's inside of that little foam cushion. So the meter itself stays protected from any sort of major shock that happens from the outside of the cover. So if I were to put this on something, what I would do is try to mitigate that risk personally, and wherever I mounted it, whether I mounted it up top or mounted it on bottom, I would mount it on some rubber or some foam, just simply so the meters can get that anti-shock protection that it already had to begin with when they were originally built. Copy black looks nice. I was glad to know for sure. Oh, I think it's an original message, but thank you for your comment anyway. All right. Appreciate you, Wildcat. Appreciate you. Joseph was the one voted for stainless. Sorry, I'll put some stainless in down here. All right. So we'll pull this forward. Now we will look and see what we got. So it is late enough in the evening. I do apologize for all you guys hanging out. I did want to get a little bit of a preview to show you guys what's going on. Hello on YouTube. Hello on Facebook. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to call it an evening. It's been long enough. I've got to get some shipping done. I've got to ship out some 7/8 wire. I've got to ship out some 1/2 inch wire. I've got to, I think I already, oh no, I didn't throw it in the mailbox. I got to ship out a slug, and then I've got several other things I got to finish up, but I will finish them up on Thursday. So this is the project coming up. I will have to pull off of this project to finish 2 split feeds, and then I'll have 2 other orders complete. And then they're already almost done though, so it won't take very long to get them done. I've just got to get some parts in for those. And then next week, or either on Friday, depending on how everything works, we may do some more 7/8 work. So appreciate all you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the video. If you don't mind, feel free to like the video. And if you really do like what I do, feel free to follow and check out what I do some more, guys. Or subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, guys. Y'all have a good evening. See y'all. I'll tell everybody on Facebook and YouTube bye first. Have a good night, Justin.